My mom has a story where she says the first drawing that she remembers me doing was a figure with another figure inside it. And she asked me what it was, and I said it was a man thinking about himself. I'm an artist who's introspective. I'm more interested in someone's deep personal conversation with themselves and as an artist. For me, the purpose of art is a coping mechanism. Art has been something that allows me to be alive, allows me to function in the world. Doesn't need me to be anything other than what I am in my perfectly mistaken form. My dad was a painter, and he didn't teach my brother and I, but growing up with him and drawing from life with him, I'm sure had an impact. So my dad was red-green colorblind, and I remember being in his studio a lot, and he'd be painting, and he'd be picking up these tubes of paint and reading the label, coincidentally. He painted a lot of red and green in kind of dramatic ways. But I know that I picked up something about color palette from him because he had a strong relationship to it. I really decided that the thing I wanted to focus on was color. My experience of color is sort of rendered more toward the pure feeling experience. It's about how these colors are all here together and how they interact. Artistically, I'm just such a believer in a non-linear process. And oftentimes in my studio, I like to start 10 different things all in the span of a day. And just the act of starting this new piece, all these new feelings come into me, give me inspiration for something next. When I start off with something, it's almost easier to face the blank page. I could start off with a mistake straight away. I could start off with a scribble. I could start off with a color and let it develop from there. And as long as I try to keep myself open, the results usually find themselves. This is my second mural in San Francisco that's out in the public. What I'm doing is public art. It's not street art. I'm definitely pretty proud to have my work out in the public. So when we come up upon some kind of written word out in the world, we just instinctively read it. We read it before we even know we've read it. And it would be harder for us to not read it than it would be for us to read it. And I experienced that visual language is the same way. Through the lens of art, there's no real determined answer on what things are. I love the idea of things not really adding up in any kind of neat or cozy or comfortable way.